Hello and welcome back to our next episode. I have a special guest and I'll let her go ahead and introduce herself. Go ahead, tell these people who you are.
Hello everybody, my name is Amber Rice. I am a wife, mother of 5, stay-at-home mom, Navy veteran, previous bodybuilder, still working my way back to the stage. I practice martial arts, and I am a breast cancer survivor.
Excellent. Thank you so much for joining. And I have definitely to say thank you for taking the time. I know getting away from those 5 babies is a lot, so Thank you for taking the time to come and visit with me.
Absolutely.
So where are you from originally?
I'm originally from East Los Angeles. Yeah, I grew up all the way through high school. I attended 2 semesters of junior college, and then I joined the Navy.
Okay.
So I was almost 19 when I went to boot camp, turned 19 in boot camp.
Now, where was boot camp?
Boot camp was in Great Lakes, Illinois. Okay. So, yeah, that was about 2.5 months.
Okay.
And then I moved to Norfolk, Virginia. Okay. And I was there for 6 years.
Oh, wow. Yes. Okay. And is that where you met your husband?
That is where I met my baby.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, how did you guys actually meet?
Okay, so we actually met through a mutual friend. Okay. My friend Nisha, I was going to visit her. Mm-hmm. I hadn't seen her in like a year or so. So it was like our little reunion, and I saw him, and I said, "Oh, he's cute. Who was that?" And she said, "That's a coworker. That's Corporal Rice was his name in the military." So I was like, "Okay, he's cute. Have you talked to him or anything like that?" I was kind of sort of in a relationship at the time, so I wasn't checking for him like that, but I did think he was cute. And she was like, "Actually, he's from California." And I said, "Okay." So then she called him over and said, what part of California are you from? And he said, "Northern California." And she said, "Where are you from, Amber?" I said, "I'm from Los Angeles." He said, "Okay." Shared mutual stares and smiles and all of that good stuff. And then fast forward maybe a month, not that long, we were talking to each other. Okay. We were talking to each other, and I think from there we just hit it off. After meeting each other and spending some time together, we hit it off, and
the rest is history. Let's go back to growing up. Okay. Did you have any hobbies? Did you play any sports in school?
So I played basketball and ran track in high school. Okay. Before that, not really. In middle school, I didn't do anything till like the 8th grade. I ran track for like a couple of weeks. That was when I realized I had some speed. Okay. And then in high school, that's when I knew I wanted to run track for sure. Basketball was kind of pushed up on me by my dad. He was like, "You can do it. You can just use it to get in shape for track, and you just run up and down the court, shoot the ball." And I actually ended up being pretty good. Okay. So I played for 4 years and ran track for 4 years.
I know in the military, sometimes they do have sporting teams, and did you do any sports while you were there?
I did. I played basketball for maybe my first year. So we had like a co-ed basketball team on my first ship, and they rarely ever played me, and it was pretty sad. And then I played again for another co-ed team after I met Jewel. And he kind of advocated for me because he knew that I was good. Because we would play pickup games and at local gyms, and he knew that I was good, so he would kind of advocate for me. Like, okay. No, she's good. So like, go ahead, player. So she's good. So yeah, I played on 2 co-ed teams. Okay, yeah, fun. It was very fun.
Now, how did you end up back in California?
So after I got out the military, Jewel had gotten out, 2 years prior to me? And he ended up going back home. He wanted to go home. And we moved to Sacramento. So he went to Sacramento. His mom lived in Sacramento. and he picked up 2 jobs and basically was working before I got out the military. And I met him there, and we started our new life in Sacramento.
Excellent.
For maybe we stayed there for about 2 years, maybe a year and a half, and then moved back to Northern Cali, to the Bay Area.
Okay. And that's when I met you guys.
That's when you met.
Yes.
2014.
Yes.
I'll never forget.
Yes. So that brings me to your competition. So how did you get started into bodybuilding?
We were part of a group called, we were part of Herbalife, and there was a group in Sacramento, and they were called Sacktown Fit Club. And so we started working out, doing workouts with them, and leading workouts, and, you know, they realized that Joel was kind of like a trainer type person, so utilized him to the fullest, and I was more of I just love to work out and get in shape. And it was right after I had Juju, which is our second child. He's 10 now. But after I had him, I was like, okay, I need to really get my life together. And I started drinking the shakes and being on a nutrition plan and working out and everything. And then a group of girls, they wanted to start doing bodybuilding competitions. And so they were like, oh, come on, you can do it too. And I felt I was the fattest and the most out of shape, because Juju was maybe like 4-5 months, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll just go and listen. So I went to hear what they were talking about, and I actually really liked it, the working out and the environment of it. The husband of the main trainer was I think he was former Army, so he was like a disciplinarian type of structured militant type of person. I'm like, okay, I think I can do it. I definitely I'm used to this,
right.
Well, so I can definitely do this. So I went back home, and I'm like, babe, I want to do this. He was like, are you sure? And I say, yes, I'll be totally committed. I'm going to do it.
Okay.
And I was committed. I believe that they didn't have the same expectations as I did when I first started working out with them and everything. They saw that I worked hard, but like the fat wasn't sliding off as fast as everybody else was.
Isn't that how it always works, though?
Exactly. So I kept working, and of course I had Joel in my corner. So with him in my corner, I can't lose.
Right.
And I kept working hard, and then I think it was maybe 8 weeks in, because we did a 12-week program. And I think it was maybe 7 weeks in, we had to move to Northern Cali. So I was separated from the group and everybody, and I'm like, oh, this is not gonna happen. Joel said, girl, hush your mouth. whatever. So I kept working. I kept eating what I was supposed to eat. I had to eat a certain amount of macros, what they call macros, and I'm like, okay, I'm still doing it. I was sending my pictures, and they were like, oh, like my transformation between week 7 and maybe week 9 was like, oh, you can get on the stage.
Now we're looking at you a little different.
Now we're looking at you different. Like, I've been doing the same things as I was supposed to do. Right. So I finally hit the stage, and I did bikini, and it was different for me, and it was also NPC, so that was totally different than what I was going to do in the future. And I looked great. I felt great. I lost 50 pounds.
That's amazing.
And when I looked at myself compared to everybody else on the stage, I was like, oh, I wasn't as small as I thought I thought I was supposed to be. And so I said, okay, I want to keep doing this. And so
you got bit by the bug.
I got bit by the bug, and then I met you.
Let's talk about your first competition with the Divas and Gents team.
Okay.
So what year was that?
What was that, 2015?
I believe so.
2015.
Now, slightly different situation here.
Not even slightly, like 180.
Training in the gym and training with a team.
Yes.
So how was that experience?
That was great. I felt like when I walked into the inner athlete at that time, I was like, oh, I'm right where I belong. It was just a shift for me. Mm-hmm. And meeting you and even seeing your pictures before I even started training with you, I was already inspired and like, oh, I'm about to reach for the stars and I can reach and grab the stars. You were like my idol. Aww. So, I mean, still are, but at that time it was like, what? I'm going to get to work out with you? Like, I had never experienced that. So, it was amazing to me. It was a great opportunity
because
for
me, I love working out with my girls, mm-hmm. right? That's like a regular day.
Yes.
That's what we do.
Yep.
So it's funny that you on the other side are like, I'm going to work out with her. Well, of course you are. Come on, girl, let's go.
Let's get it.
Every day. Come on, let's go.
Every day.
And we're going to push each other and go as hard as we can.
Yes.
Well, that's awesome. And that first show that we did together, you did figure.
Yes.
Now, how did that compare to bikini for you?
That was also a big shift for me, but it also felt like that's what I should have been doing. I should have been doing figure because I could put on muscle easily from working hard, of course, but I felt like I could put on muscle better than just shed all the fat and,
Well, you have to do both.
You do have to do both.
There's definitely...
Building muscle while shedding the fat was great for me.
Yeah.
It made me look amazing. So
yeah, well...
I was like, I'm going to stick
there
with
is
this. That. 2015 was my first figure show that I did with NPC, so still hadn't crossed over yet. And what was it, like 2 weeks later, I think, I was eating, because, we started eating a little bit and getting comfortable, and I was eating and my stomach shot out real fast. I was like, that's not no normal blow. So then I was like, wait a minute. I hadn't taken a pregnancy test, and I took one of those little guys, and found out I was pregnant.
With a little guy.
And then I found out when I went to the doctor, I thought, okay, I see a little jelly bean, little jumping bean, and it was a whole baby in there.
Right.
Full arms and limbs and everything. I was like, wait, when was I pregnant? I found out I was pregnant when I was on the stage. On the stage.
Now, that is something everyone cannot say.
They cannot say. And I got some trophies.
Right. You did pretty darn good. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yes.
So, that was Jakai.
And strongest baby.
Yeah, exactly. He was born 2015.
2015. No, you know what?
16.
2014 is when I did the show. November 2014.
Okay.
And then 2015 is when I had Jakai.
Okay. And then your next show after that was 2018, yes? Okay. And that was when you and Joelle competed together, yes?
Yes.
Now, I skipped a whole bunch of stuff in between.
Yes.
So, talk about right after you had Jakai, what was the next kind of major milestone in your life?
So the next major milestone would be breast cancer. Is when I found out I had breast cancer. And that was in, I want to say... when I started going to get it checked out, that was in September of 2016.
Okay. Now, what was the one thing that made you think of breast cancer to have it checked out?
The lump. So I found a lump in my breast. And initially, I just thought it was a clogged milk duct, because I just finished breastfeeding Jakai. I cut him off maybe like a month prior to that. So I was like, okay, maybe it's just something, left over from breastfeeding him. And so I talked to Joelle about it, and we're like, okay, maybe just to be sure, I'll go get checked out. And I told the nurse that what I thought it was, that I thought it was like a clogged milk duct or something like that. And she felt it, and she said, no, we're going to get it. We're going to get you seen, get a mammogram, get a breast ultrasound to make sure everything's okay. Just to, so I wasn't concerned. I was like, okay, I talked to you about it too. I was like, okay, this this is nothing. We'll be fine. It's okay. So then I found out in, what was it, November? For certain, November, December timeframe of 2016, that it was stage 0 DCIS, which is ductal carcinoma in situ, and that's the earliest stage of breast cancer. So they call it pre-cancer, which is right before it goes, it's actually labeled cancer. But the unique thing about my case was it was in my entire breast. So they did a biopsy. They took maybe 5 pieces in different parts of my breast, and in each piece it was DCIS in it. So that's when they decided to do the mastectomy, which is removing the whole breast. And usually they just do like take whatever chunk it's in, and I still have a piece of breast, but with mine they took the whole breast. So that was in February 2017.
Now, after having the mastectomy, what was the next step for your treatment?
So after that, I had to do radiation treatments, 35 treatments. And that was, it may sound crazy, but it felt worse than just, the one quick slice surgery. I know it sounds crazy, but just having that one surgery versus 35 treatments of radiation therapy in my chest wall. My skin burnt off, and it was very painful. And initially I was told by my radiation oncologist that it was like a sunburn, a bad sunburn. And so I've never had a bad sunburn before, so I didn't know what that would feel like. I'm like, okay, maybe it'll just be peeling of the skin. And melanated people, we don't experience severe cases of sunburn. So yeah, my skin burnt off, and it was extremely painful.
Now, how often or how frequent were those 35 treatments?
So it was Monday through Friday.
Every day.
It lasted 10 minutes at the most. And by week 4 is when my skin started to burn off and just break off, and that's when they stopped for maybe like 2 weeks, and then they had to finish it. After it began to heal, they finished the remaining 3 weeks.
That don't sound like no kind of fun.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So what was the whole healing time after all the treatments were complete?
I still experience spasms, chest spasms, and
it's been years now.
It's been 7 years, and I still experience that. Is probably the worst part of it, and the rest is mental, of course, but physically that is pretty much all I experience are the chest spasms, and they come and go as they please. So.
Is that a normal kind of after effect of radiation?
Yes.
Okay.
That and no, yeah, I would say that probably is it. And then the mark, like it leaves a tan, like a tan mark from all the treatments. Yeah, so I have like a permanent square on my chest, which I think is cool. It looks cool.
Well, it's your unique mark.
Exactly.
Lets you know how strong you are and everything that you've been through. It's kind of like, me and my scar.
Yes.
Which made me absolutely relate to everything you were going through. And in a bad way, too. Because when you were going through that, I was going through it like deja vu. Like, no, I'm worried.
Yeah.
Not for you, because we're going to pray and believe. But I didn't want to see you going through that. So, yeah, that was another.
Yeah, you were my partner, because I kept coming to you like... Well, after every appointment I would have before I found out, I'm like, okay, well, I got to do the biopsy now. He's like, okay, well, we're okay. We're going to pray, and we're going to be all right.
Yeah.
And so that's what I kept doing.
Well, and here you are.
And here I am.
A lot of, just things have happened, and you've overcome so much, but you are here.
Yes.
To kind of share what you've gone through and give hope. I firmly believe that a lot of us go through certain things to be able to provide hope to others. And I know for me personally, I've gone through quite a few things, even just physically, where people walk into my office, Alondra, I have this, and this. I'm like, girl, me too. So let's just go ahead and lay it all out. We can cry for a minute and then let's go handle our business.
Yep, yes. That's right.
So
that's right.
You know, not that I really want to go through anything else. I mean, I'm good. I've learned the lessons. I'm
trying
good
to tell
now.
You.
But let's go ahead and let's stand on our 2 feet and move forward. So when it comes to early detection, what would you share with anyone watching? Not necessarily just about breast cancer, but in general about just paying attention to signs, and what would you share with someone who came to you and said, you know, what would I need to do for early detection? What should I pay attention to?
So you definitely, for one, you want to be as healthy as you possibly can be. I mean, I know it sounds cliche, but that is like the number one thing that my oncologist, I still see my oncologist regularly. I just saw her. And that's like the first thing on the list, is to maintain a healthy weight, a healthy diet. It doesn't have to be raw, chicken with no seasoning and leaves. No one wants to eat that. So we want to just, pay attention to your body. Only you know what's best for your body, and you know what's bad for your body. So you want to pay attention to, like, as far as breast cancer is concerned, you want to if you're doing a check, and you want to make sure that you don't have any like redness, or if you feel like tingling, or if you feel anything is off that's not normal in your body, like nipples discharge, anything that's abnormal. I know what's abnormal, anything that's not normal that you wouldn't normally feel. So that's the kind of things that you want to pay attention to. And if you do notice something off, you definitely want to go and make an appointment to see your doctor. A lot of times people, they will feel something and they won't say anything because they're scared of what it can be. Right. And most of the time, just like my doctors have told me, most of the time it's nothing to be afraid of. And most of the times, if you go in as soon as you feel something is off, that means that you've caught it early, and you can go through treatments or take medication and it'll be gone. But the longer you wait, the worse it can be for you. So definitely.
So get checked as soon as
possible.
You see anything abnormal.
And if you do go to the doctor and they say, okay, we need to see you for a follow-up, please don't ignore that. Please, please, please go to the follow-up.
Don't ignore that.
Make a follow-up appointment and go see them.
Okay. Now, when you had to navigate the surgeries and the different doctors and just the entire process of going through your treatments and everything that you had to go through, what was the one thing that kept you going?
Positivity. And I know that that's hard for a lot of people. I've even seen it. It's hard to stay positive when you're going through hell. So I have kids and I have a husband, and they love me and they depend on me, and they are my support through everything that I've ever gone through. And I felt like if I crumble, or if I just start thinking, oh, this is just the worst thing in my life, and that's it, that's all, that it's going to affect those around me too, not just myself. It's going to be bad for me too, but it'll also affect those around me. So I felt like I need to just stay positive and know that I'm going to be okay, know that I'm going to heal from this, and I'm going to come out on the other side bigger, badder, and better.
That's amazing, because that is hard for a lot of people. I know for me, I can practice that with others.
Yes.
But it's harder for myself, especially in the midst of a lot of stuff going on. But it's amazing to have that positive mindset, because it will get you through.
Oh, definitely. And it definitely got me through.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about how you manage a household of 7 people.
I don't. They all run all through the house. I'm just sitting there on the couch.
Now, I know that's not true. Okay, but really, how do you manage a household of 7? Because that's not a small task.
It's not. And it's crazy that we continue to have more kids, because how did I manage with 6?
Right. Well, now at this point, if it was 8,
I feel like I'm a pro now.
You are a pro.
It's just, I had to learn this over the years now. This was not like, I maybe like the 3rd, 4th baby. I finally got it together. But staying organized and planning ahead, making sure that I have things set in place to start the day. And if I don't, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just go with the wind.
I can imagine.
I go with the wind, and we just do. Especially, I have the 2 young ones at home with me, so I try to prepare for, especially Azuri, because she's 3 and she's learning. She's at the learning age, and teaching her is very fun, and learning these new different things that I can do for Ajani, who is 4 months, and he's listening to everything we do. So it's almost like, he's already talking, so he'll be going right along with the program, and everything just falls in line from there.
And then you have your 16-year-old.
Yes.
And I know that she's helpful.
She is very helpful. She is. So I think, especially with Ajani, she knows that she has the least amount of time with him than everybody else does, because she'll be going off to college next year.
Wow.
Next year, she'll be off to college, and she's planning to go out of state.
Okay.
And so when she gets home from track practice or practice, she do her homework, and she got Ajani. Okay. And I let her do that. I let her hold him and cuddle and get all the love.
That's sweet.
Because she don't have that much time.
Yeah.
So she's extremely helpful. Even with the other kids, she's playing, and she meets them at their level. Yes. So that's very helpful.
That's great, because that time is important.
It is.
It is super important, and I'm sure he appreciates
it. Oh, yeah. Oh, he loves
every
it.
bit. His sister.
Being him? Of course.
Bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Let's circle back to that.
We're going back to it.
Where do you see yourself on stage again, if that's the case?
It is the case. Okay. No, listen, because this is my thing. When I was in high school and stuff, we would win. And that's just the thing for me. I'm very competitive.
Yes, I know.
And so the games. Remember the games?
Wait a minute, because now she's about to throw me under the bus. Yes, she is. Let's talk about it. So,
what are we talking about?
You know what we're talking about. So we had one event. Now, I used to be fast.
Don't do that. We're not doing that.
I used to be fast. And nobody could beat me until this girl Amber shows up at the gym. We have a 100-meter dash. Okay. I'm like, all right, so she looks like she's a little bit fast, but let me see what she can do. Why she beat me? I mean, like,
we're looking at the camera now. Okay, listen, y'all.
Yes, just flat out beat me. Listen. And I was really upset. Like, wow, she really.
So what she doesn't know is, remember, I told you guys that she's my idol. So I didn't know what to think. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do my best. That's what I'm gonna do. But what happened from that? I felt like we got closer. I felt like I had me a great workout partner. We gonna push each other.
That's true.
And that's what we did.
That's true.
And
that is true.
That's what I got from that. And then we're gonna be on the relay together. Never happened, but
no, that didn't happen. And again, I'll never forget the relay. It was me and Jewel against all of you guys.
I'm still mad about that.
Yeah, well,
still
at least I won on that one.
You did win by a lot. Oh my. But yes, so back to bodybuilding. I have not won on stage.
Okay.
And that bothers me all the way down to the bottom of the stomach.
Okay.
And so I feel like if I do even one last one, it's probably going to be much more than that, but I will start training very soon.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm coming for the number one spot.
Okay.
It may not be figure, but it's not going to be bikini, definitely, but it's going to be something, and I'm winning.
Okay. So put it out there.
I'm putting it out there for sure. Yes.
All right. Well, excellent. I definitely am looking forward to seeing you back on the stage.
Yeah.
Because you got a whole lot left in you.
I feel like I do.
You are definitely not done.
Okay.
What do you feel like will be your biggest challenge in terms of getting back to your competition body?
Losing the baby weight and the
Okay.
baby fat. Thank you, husband. I always gain. I'm always over 200 pounds after I deliver. I'm only 5'2.5".
Now, but think about that. You've done it 4 times.
I have, but I don't want to.
But you've gotten that weight off. Now, what's the secret to getting the weight off?
Discipline.
Okay.
Straight discipline. And I'm
no secrets, right?
There is no secret.
No shortcuts.
There is no.
Yeah.
You have to be disciplined. You have to have the right mindset going into it too.
Mm-hmm.
So now I had a Johnny,
mm-hmm.
and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give myself some wiggle room, even though I'm still 2,000% hard on myself when it comes to losing the baby weight and then getting started. And I started, shrinking as, of course, the baby is out. So you're going to naturally start shrinking.
Mm-hmm.
But then you'll get to a point, or I'll get to a point where if I don't start eating correctly, I will start gaining the weight back.
Mm-hmm.
And it's easy because
mm-hmm.
I'm just sitting at home and taking care of the babies and stuff. So I don't give myself enough grace. And that's very important, especially after having a baby.
Yeah.
You have to give yourself time and allow your body to heal.
Correct. Yes.
So I'm allowing my body to heal, and I feel like it's healed enough. So
now
I'm starting to do little things, like jump roping and row machine and little small tidbits a day.
Mm-hmm.
Drinking a gallon of water. I've been doing that since January 2nd.
Okay.
I've been doing very well with that.
Yes.
Now eating.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to check what I eat and not just eating small meals. No, it's not just about eating the small meals. You have to eat well.
Mm-hmm.
And eat according to what your body needs.
Right.
And what you want your goal body to be.
Sure.
So discipline.
Yes.
And mental discipline.
And consistency.
It's
got to be over a period of time
mm-hmm.
and not periodically.
Yes. Very true.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
I can't wait to see what this transformation looks like. I've seen a few.
Yeah. Well, you're going to be there. So
I will.
You get front row tickets.
I have seen you transform and get on the stage many times.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't wait to see this happen again.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, it's going to be great. I'm excited for you.
I'm excited. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and thanks for listening to Amber's story. Hopefully she was able to inspire you in several ways, making sure you check yourself and make sure that you are following up on anything that might look like it's abnormal or anything that is out of the ordinary. Check yourself. I know you do on the first of every month a reminder for people to check.
Yes, it's called Feeling on the First.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually do a video of showing how to feel, how to check your chest and your breast. So look out for that.
Yes. All right. We will see you again next time. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you back soon.
Okay.